Welcome back to Transport Fever. Okay, in this episode we're going to continue with the passenger lines. So last episode, if you didn't see it, we kind of created a fuel, some fuel lines with some boats and ships and some trucks and stuff, which is all good. So this is another line that's going to connect to the main city that we've got. This one kind of branches off to some of the side cities. I keep sort of calling them cities. They're probably not really cities. They're more towns at this present moment in time. So again, what I'm doing is trying to make them either on the outskirts of the town or kind of in the middle. That one, as you can see, was just kind of on the outskirts. So if you're not sure what we're doing here, so this is actually in sandbox mode. So as you can see, I've got unlimited money. I'm trying to make the best map I possibly can. After seeing some other maps that have been released by some other YouTubers, I thought I would have a go at making my own. Not quite sure if mine's going to ever look as good as other people's, but we can certainly have a go. So as you can see, this station is going kind of in the middle of the city. I'm going to keep calling it a city or a town, but that's okay. You know what I mean. We have got a bit of an S shape there. Yeah, so what I was trying to do, like I say, is trying to make the best looking map that I possibly can. I've not really played around with the mods in this game, so I've downloaded a few mods just to have a go with them, play around with them. Does make the game, well, it adds quite a bit to the game, so as you'll see as we go along in this time lapse, some of the mods that I've downloaded. If you're interested in knowing what mods even that I've used, let me know in the comments. I can always do a video maybe on the mods that I've used so far. Some of them are actually really useful and really good. So what I've kind of done here is actually, I think, join up about 5 different cities. Just to kind of get the passengers moving into that main city as much as possible. What I did want to do with this line as well is, as you'll see later on, is kind of use some different trains. So I did download a model for the Virgin, I think it's Virgin Voyager train, which is quite a good looking mod, so you should be able to see that later on. I've not actually seen them before either, so and the models that have been released do look really good, so I thought I'd throw them in. And it's a different train to what I was using on the other line. So the other line is I think it's an intercity train. Looks absolutely amazing, the other one does actually. Also, as you can see there, that's a mod for the signals. So they I didn't know which one to use. So there's actually quite a few, and some of them I'm not quite sure how they work, because they kind of just float above the track. So I end up using that one. And I actually use that one quite a lot. One thing I don't think I've done on this, so although I've put the track in, I've not smoothed down any of the edges. So you'll see that there are some rough edges here and there. So I'll probably do the smoothing and the landscaping off screen for this. Does mean now that once this is finished at least, that there's quite a few passengers that go into that main city. Which probably means it does mean that I keep having to add new trains on to move some of the people about. So just adding a line in. I think I messed this up first time round because I couldn't get the right terminals. So that's one thing that is a little bit annoying about the game. it doesn't kind of select the right, well, it's not really good at selecting the right terminal when you do your line. So a lot of the time you have to go back and kind of redo the terminals. I think what I missed on this one that was causing an issue, I didn't do the so at the ends of the tracks I didn't do a line or a track so we could swap onto the other track, so it was getting confused. So there you go, I'll just add that back in. So as you can see now it kind of works properly. And once you've done that, I think it should work as I was expecting it to work. So there we go. So yes, using both sides of the track now. So that was that done. So then we just move on to the bus route. So I think I've used bus routes for every one of these. I didn't really bother with the tram lines. So again, what I wanted to do, I didn't want to put the bus station right next to the station. I wanted to put them again on the outskirts, but away from the station. Or if they're not near the station, kind of in the centre of the city. So just making sure that this can do a nice round trip. Probably am a little bit random in the placement of the bus stops. I suppose you should place them so they cover the whole of the place. But I could just kind of put them where I want them. So none of these cities are actually that big yet. I think one of them, which is actually Liverpool, which Liverpool is obviously a giant city in real life anyway. But here, I think it's probably the smallest one on the map. I think it only had like 80 people living in it or something. I probably am going to try and change that by making sure it's got all the goods and stuff that it needs. So one thing I wanted to do is, which I think I've probably said on a previous video, is try and keep one depot for the trains, or at least on these tracks here. So I kind of joined them up so that kind of goes to that track. And as you'll see here, so these are the Virgin trains that look pretty snazzy. So I think they do 100 and something miles an hour, 120 something miles an hour. As you can see there. Hold quite a few people as well. So we are going to be able to move people quite quickly around the map with these. Hopefully we're going to start seeing plenty of trains coming and going to that station there. What I have also done is joined up the track on the left to the middle track. That's probably for another episode. We'll do that. So that line can go and link up to some of the other cities down at the bottom end of the map. So this is actually one of the bigger cities. I wish I could remember what all the names of these places are, but I can't, so that's fine. So here we're just making sure. So so this one, as you can see, I've put a big road through the middle of it, which hopefully will get then skyscrapers and things like that pop up around there. Quite a long track here. So this part here, so I couldn't get it to join up because I wanted it on the way back to stop there at that bus stop, but it kind of joined itself and then was doing something weird. So I tried deleting it. I tried moving the bus stop. I even tried deleting the line, but it still didn't work. So I'm not quite sure what I was doing wrong there. So if you've got any suggestions on what I was doing wrong there, just let me know in the comments. I can always delete it. What I ended up doing is deleting one side of the road, anyway, one bus stop on one of the sides of the road, which sorted it. But yeah, let me know what I was doing wrong there. What I then kind of wanted is a road between these two cities. Two reasons really. One, so I could actually get buses to that city without joining them up to the other main city, Tewkesbury I think it was. I kind of thought there should be a main road between these as well. So what I may do at some point is maybe put like coaches that run between these. So you've got an alternative to the train, so if you don't want to pay for the inexpensive train ticket, you can just jump on the coach instead. So probably could have done with a couple of islands on that road, but that kind of just ended up like that. So what I ended up doing here is also putting another road back into the main city, partly again so I could get the buses to this city once the route's done. I don't really want to have loads and loads of depots for the buses and the trucks and stuff. If I can get away with just having one, that's what I'm going to do. Although at the minute it's just kind of plonked down, so what I will probably do is kind of delete that and make kind of a proper area for the depot and try and make it look a bit nicer. Maybe have like some spare vehicles, because I think one of the mods that I've downloaded does have models of the vehicles that don't move. So if I kind of make a parking lot, I can probably put some of the spare models there. I think that'll look quite good. Obviously they're not going to work, but it'll still look quite good, so it almost looks like they're in reserve. So I didn't really know where to join this up, so I kind of ended up joining it up just outside of the city, just there. And that's not the best island that I've ever done. It's kind of not quite round. So yeah, I did choose the wrong road there. So I wanted the main, I think it's country road, not the street road. I think the main difference is the cars can go a lot faster, and the trucks and everything go a lot faster. I kind of don't need any of that road anymore, so that's all disappearing. Some of these industries that are around here as well I don't really need, so I'm probably going to end up getting rid of them as well, just so I can add new industries. So just join the island up there. There we go. And I don't really know why I put an island there, to be honest. So if there's only one road coming off it, so I just joined them up. One thing that was working a little bit weird was the spacing on the trains. So I think because they all kind of went the same way, they didn't space out very well. So I'm hoping that kind of sorts itself out. We'll get the final or the next bus station in. So I think this is Liverpool here. Yes, it is. So as you can see, it's really small. So I didn't have kind of many places to put bus stops and things like that. So I think, did I put 3 in? Yeah, 3. So I'm actually using the buses, just the regular buses that come with the game for that. I've not actually downloaded, I think I might have actually downloaded a couple of mods for them, but I chose, I quite like the look of the ones that come with the game, so I've just used them. Possibly might look for some more. And again, just joining these two cities up, so this is going to go all the way over to the Liverpool city. Again, this is partly just so I don't have to build another depot. Don't build a depot, build a road. Which actually in the main game probably does help if you're not playing on with infinity money. So you do have to pay like rent on the depots and stuff, so if you have loads of them, especially early on in the game, that you probably are wasting money on depots. Once you start making billions of pounds, then it's probably not quite so bad. I have got another series as well that kind of tried to make $1 billion, which I did actually manage to do, and did end up making quite a bit of money on it, so why not check them videos out. So we'll just finish up the lines there, and that's kind of them cities done, all linked up. So now you can kind of get quite to a few different places from the map. So then we're going to jump into doing the fuel line, or the fuel production area. So previous episode we did the main crude oil to oil production, and then the oil kind of facility that creates the oil and then brings it here, we did. So I thought we should make this one look a little bit nicer as well, because at the minute it's kind of just plain green grass. So I thought we'll make this look a little bit nicer. Probably doesn't look quite as good at the end when I finished as the other one. So what you will see here though in a second is one of the mods. So you will have seen me use this before. So it's actually a fencing mod. So I thought kind of around the whole thing would have a fence, because you would probably have a fence around all this, so you don't get random people kind of walking in. So we've got the kind of barbed wire fence that goes all the way around. Quite sure what that digger was doing there. It's a bit random in a fuel production facility. Surely be more like pipes and things like that. Well, I don't know why you'd need to dig anything. So as you can see also on there, I'm using the regular trucks or to move the oil. And I was actually looking on the store just for, or on the workshop for another truck, but I didn't realise that I've actually already got quite a few. They're actually within the vehicle, so you select the vehicle and then you can select the oil tanker. You'll actually see me swap them, I think, later on for some better looking ones. Say better looking ones. All the models look quite good on this. Just them ones. Yeah, I suppose they do look quite good, but the other ones that I've downloaded look even better. So we're doing a nice bit of tarmac here, and then just with a few kind of oil barrels and tanks kind of scattered around. Maybe I do need to find, so these are actually tanks, not oil barrels, so maybe I do need to find a mod for some oil barrels. There must be one on the workshop somewhere, so yeah. I don't really know what these are. They look like coils of wire or something like that. So, but they look pretty good. So shove some of them down, and some concrete tubes and metal tubes as well. Kind of feel like you'd have that sort of thing around here to make kind of fuel lines and things like that. And I do like the cargo containers, so kind of feels like you'd have cargo containers around here, so we'll put some of them down as well. So what I kind of wanted to do as well is kind of around here put a fence. What I probably should have done, so just here I've kind of made a bit of an inlet thing. Maybe I should have put a road in there. That would have looked quite good. In fact, I might go back and do that at some point. So it looks like you drive in. And the last thing, so just to tidy up this little bit around here, so a little bit more tarmac. Just kind of along the edge. And I wanted to make it so it looks like there's quite a lot of fuel waiting to be transported. So I put some more kind of whatever you want to call these in here, fuel canisters, fuel tanks. And one of the most important things to finish off an area like this is trees. So we're going to put plenty of trees there and a few kind of dotted around. Always kind of just feel it finishes it off a little bit, instead of just being a big open space. So one thing I did say in the last episode that I was looking for was a security hut, and I've not found one. I have found like a kiosk thing, but which kind of looks like a security hut, but it's not a security hut, and it says kiosk on it. So if anyone knows of a security hut that I can download off the store, if you want to link it in the comments, that would be useful. So that kind of looks a lot better than it did. And now I'm just going to swap these over for the other tankers, so there we go. They look much better. And while I do that, I think I'm going to bring the video to an end. So I hope you liked the video. Why not give it a like? And if you like the channel, why not subscribe? I've got plenty of Transport Fever videos coming, hopefully finishing this off. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.